you need to create a plan. My name is Leon Jones Jr., and I'm an estate planning and business lawyer who whole focus is to help protect families and businesses with the assets that they have. And so everyone needs an estate plan. I don't care if you have money or don't have any money. I don't care if you have assets or don't have any assets. I don't care if you have debt or don't have any debt. If you want to give money away or give assets away, or if you want to keep everything, if you want to avoid going to court, your estate going to court, your family going to court, your friends going to court, if you want to know when you pass that all of your directions have been followed, you need an estate plan. You know, when I was growing up, my parents would often, I would hear them having conversations about, someone who passed away, whether it was a relative or a friend of the family, and they would talk about what is happening with their assets, their stuff, which is upon your death, it's creating an estate at that point. So they would talk about these things, and they would talk about the fact that, Uncle Sal had a car when he passed away, and now his children, little Sam and Sarah, are kind of bickering over the car, or they're bickering over the house or other assets that Uncle Sal may have had. And so, how do you do something in order to protect those assets? And so today we're going to talk about just a few things, a few reasons, or a few ways how to protect those assets, how to keep them out of court, how to give them to who you want to give them to, and why you should do those things. And so we'll just jump right into it. So number one, people say, hey, I don't have any money. Going back to the example of Uncle Sal, when growing up, and I grew up in a community where you didn't have a lot of money. And so people thought, well, I don't have a lot of money, so I don't need to do an estate plan. Well, that could be farther from the truth. Because you see, once you have accumulated anything, whether it's clothing, furniture, houses, cars, stamp collection, watch collection, it doesn't really matter. Once you've accumulated these things, they have to go somewhere upon your incapacitation or death. And so today we're going to talk about just creating that estate upon your death to pass from one generation to the next. But people often think, well, I don't have enough. I don't have enough assets. I don't have enough of this, that, or the third in order to create an estate plan, which again it couldn't be farther from the truth. And so what you need to do is do an assessment of everything that you have. Find out what you have and where it is. That's the first part of doing an estate plan. Just finding out what you have and where it is, because some of those problems, some of those obstacles can be avoided just by knowing what you have, knowing where they are, and directing them to people upon your death. And of course, that direction is going to come within a will. And so that will is going to say, hey, you know what? I, Uncle Sal, have a car, and I have a house, and I have a stamp collection, and I have 3 children. And I know that my oldest daughter, she's going to be responsible, and she has 2 children and a husband. So I want her to have the house. And then I want my middle son, I know that he's trying to get his life going, and he's trying to get back and forth to work and do some things. So I want him to have the car so he can have a good, reliable piece of transportation. And then I want my younger son, I know he's just up and coming. He's in college. He's trying to get his life together, trying to do things right. I want him to have the stamp collection, to sell it, and to use the proceeds to help him get through college. Those are the things that people don't want to talk about. You know why? Because people hate talking about death. And death, and as they say, taxes are the only 2 things that are guaranteed in this life of ours. And so you know that you're going to pass away at some point one day. And because you know that, why not plan while you're here to take care of the people that you love when you're not here? And so that's the first thing. So do you have any money? Maybe so. Where is that money? What is that money tied up into? How much debt do you have? Those things are all factors. Let's say you have no money, but you have a lot of debt. You have some liabilities. And so what are your loved ones going to do? Are they just going to walk away from it? Well, I guess they could, but then the creditors are going to go after the estate. They're going to try to get something. And so why not avoid all of that burden by having something set up in maybe a trust, maybe some life insurance, having set up in a trust just to pay the debts. you know? And so if Uncle Sal doesn't want to leave his kids saddled with any debt, the best thing he could do is say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take out a $45,000, $50,000 life insurance policy. I'm going to put that life insurance directed to a trust when I die, and then my kids at least won't have to pay all of my debts. So that's a form of estate planning right there, just so you can help out your loved ones upon your death so that they won't have the issues when you pass away that a lot of people do have. You know, again, when I was growing up, my parents, I hear my parents say all the time, you know, well, so and so passed away and now their siblings are in court and they're fighting over everything. Again, if you had an estate plan when so and so passed away, their siblings wouldn't be fighting over it because you would be able to tell everybody, hey, here's what I want to see happen, here's why I want it to happen, and here's how it should happen. And that way everybody's clear. We can avoid court. We can avoid the cost of going to court. See, when you hire attorneys to go to court, that's costly. When you file paperwork in court, that's costly. But if you hire an estate planning attorney who can help you set these plans in motion and put these plans in place, you don't have to worry anymore. So, as I said, everybody needs an estate plan, whether you have money or you don't have any money, whether you have assets or you don't have any assets, whether you have debt or don't have any debt. You know, if you want to keep your family out of court, if you want everyone to know what you have, where you want it to go, and how you want to allocate it, you need an estate plan. So if you like this video, I want you to click the like button. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I want you to make sure that you come back every week, see what videos I put up, see how I'm educating the public on why they should have an estate plan, how to get their estate plan set up. Again, my name is Leon Jones Jr. I'm an estate plan and business attorney, and I want to help you protect your family. You can always visit my website. You can book a call by clicking below so that one of my team members or I can talk to you about your needs, your family, your business, so we can help you get things set up that's right for you. Take care.